Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Drink of this wine, says Ram Prasad. Drink of this wine, says Ram Prasad, and the four fruits of life are yours. Yesterday we saw the four Purusharthas. Having taken human birth, nature having provided us with the human body, in which the rare gift of intelligence is there, with which we can make our life here golden and transcend the nature and enter life eternal. So these dharma, artha, kama, moksha, these are the four purusharthas. To live a righteous life, an exemplary life that enlightens the human existence on this earth. Dharma, that is, to live in line with the thought of the divine. That is, again, nature's plan of evolution of jiva. To live according to the demands and needs of nature is dharma. What nature wants me to go. Artha is the means to make our living possible in the most comfortable way that I can utilize every moment of my life to transcend the nature and go. Dharma, artha, kama, fulfillment of all needs of life, all legitimate desires and fulfillments that we seek in our life. Kama, moksha, and the total transcendence of nature, forever to enter life eternal in the realm of the transcendental. So these four, all that the human must attain in his human life, will be yours by taking the name of Divine Mother. So here we saw yesterday that it is compared to the wine, the state of ecstasy in which he totally become oblivious of the external world. He is unaware of his own bodily existence, the state of ecstasy, by taking the God's name, because of the excessive bliss that he experiences when he transcends the entire nature and go beyond. When he comes down, what will be his experience? So that experience is being explained. Because of its intoxication. The term used especially is inebriation and intoxication. The alcohol, drinks, wines also gives intoxication. That is, I am inebriated with the myself and I forget the world. Now, what is the difference between, it is just because of the similarity, external similarity, a normal person, he has not tasted the transcendental, but he has known by his own experience of seeing others taking drinks and falling down. So, tallying the two intoxicants only see, when we give simile, it is not all things won't be equal. In simile, one particular theme alone will be equated. He is like tiger, means he will not have a tail and four legs. He, the way in which he behaves. When we say, when Rama entered the court, he was looking like 1,000 suns, SUN suns. 1,000 suns means, why did the people not get burnt away? We will not ask. It is like lotus blooming. All hearts at a time bloomed in joy. When the sun rises, the lotus blooms. Like that, the comparison, one point will be there here, becoming unconscious of the external thing. He is becoming unconscious, this person is also becoming unconscious. But the main difference is, he is becoming unconscious and losing his consciousness in ignorance, deep ignorance. He is becoming zero from within, and external also he has. Inside he is filled with darkness of ignorance, tamas. And he is, if you open and see, there is only guilt. And when you see an ecstasy of divine nature, by taking the name of God, concentrating on the transcendental reality, the Brahman or the Ishvara or the Lord of the universe or Divine Mother, when something higher, the spiritual, is thought of and he loses the external consciousness, there is inner awakening. External reduction of the external awareness with the expansion of the inner awareness. He is no more in the dark. He is full of light inside. He is totally awake to the inner world, because of which he has lost external consciousness. This person of the world, because of the physical alcoholic drinks, is filled with guilt and darkness inside. He is not able to understand anything. His whole thing is paralyzed. Mind, intellect, everything is paralyzed, suspended for a while, till the intoxication goes away. And then the way in which he comes out weeping, shouting himself, beating himself, you can imagine what would be his degree of guilt. But this person, having a spiritual ecstasy, is entirely different. He is entering into ocean of bliss, Ananda Sagara. His inner awareness internally is expanded to limitless expansion. He himself expands. Outside, he is totally oblivious, because the whole universe and relative existence, time and space bound, this existence is nothing compared to the inner world of the divine, where he is experiencing God. It's entirely different. He is going towards enlightenment. Here he is going towards the perish. He is going to perish. And intense involvement, there is enlightenment, evolutionary, ultimate. He is entering into samadhi. So it is entirely different. These ecstasies are frequently rather, are associated with visions. Inside, he is getting the vision of God. God is presenting himself in form to be experienced, or he is communing with God, or merging in God, or becoming like sugar dissolved in God, water, is getting dissolved in the absolute existence. So the usually and frequently when we see a person in samadhi sthiti, spiritual ecstasies is always associated with visions, the vision of the divine, and that can happen when he is unaware of the external world. He is unaware of the external world because of the inner awakening, because of the experience. Just like we enter into sleep also, there are various levels of consciousness that we pass through. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti is most important awarenesses. We are passing through waking, dreaming and deep sleep every day. It is towards the inner subjective ultimate. But there we do not know what is happening because we are covered with ignorance and taken. We experience almost the transcendental time. It's called prajna sthiti. He is called prajna. And when we go externally, again to the ultimate, we transcend the nature and go beyond. Whether we go subjectively or objectively, the ultimate. So there where we see, we are getting the visions of the divine. The divine manifests there in the realm of the space of consciousness, Chaitanya. Then Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, on the other side we see the superconscious state. This is, we are moving towards sleep, there we are going to the superconscious state. The superconscious states are called samadhis, or the spiritual ecstasies. Because term is used ecstasy, it is not exactly, samadhi is the right word that we must use there also, because in Western concept the ecstasy is, it's actually a Greek word, and I think Israelis or something, they used to have music as the adhara of these ecstasies, divine ecstasies. But the term ecstasy is used by Greek philosophers. In Greek, ecstasy, the term ecstasy means standing outside. That is, he is ejecting himself out. He is leaving his what he is and going beyond. He is leaving, he is staying outside the bodily existence. He is no more bound by the mind, body, senses and all this. He has emerged out as if, because of his expansion, he is standing outside. Expansion has no limits. Body has limit. He is not limited himself to the bodily level. The moment we come to a waking state, we limit ourselves to the bodily level. When in divine awareness we expand, then we are standing outside. So much of my existence is there, a little is covering my body. I am standing outside. This is called, in Greek, this is what the divine ecstasies are explained. Greek philosophies and all, we find these terms. But a lot of difference is there. The Chaitanya concept has not come. The expansion understanding is there to the limitless, but the immortality, indestructibility, the unchanging eternal reality, the infinite eternal existence, these concepts have not come into it. So exact term that we have to use is samadhi. But for the general understanding, we use the term trance, ecstasy and all that. Anyway, this is the main difference we saw. We'll go ahead. The master looked at Keshav tenderly, as if Keshav were his very own. This is one important feature. When he is master, we understand now at this level of our awareness, or after reading the life of Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, and coming into the Ramakrishna tradition, we are able to understand, accept Sri Ramakrishna as the incarnation of God for the modern age, Yugavatara. In those days, yet many could understand, many could not understand. But at our level now, He is the Lord of the universe. How He is feeling, you see. M is writing, the master looked at Keshav tenderly, as if Keshav were his very own. God too, in Bhagavad Gita we find Sri Krishna telling Mama Priyaha, 12th chapter, again and again he uses the term Same Priyaha. He is dear to me. For God to tell that particular person is dear to me, what does it mean? I may say God is dear to me, but God telling I loving God is different from God loving me. So she is looking at Keshav as if his very own. Means what must be there in Keshav? What makes God to feel a person his own? What makes him? One is your Atma Samshuddhi. In Bhagavad Gita later on you will see the term Atma Samshuddhi. So I think 17th, 18th, 16th chapters. The Atma Samshodhana. What all I am carrying, the worldly vasana in me, what is dragging me towards the world, has to get attenuated. Slowly it is called purgation. Getting rid of all dirt. It is, we do a little tapas. Tapas is called penance. The penance aspect of the tapas, that is to get rid of the sinful tendencies in me and to reduce their effects, momentum, to take me again to the worldly life, towards the world. I should not be under the control of my bad samskaras. I must get rid of that. Hating someone. That's why we are given ahimsa, satya, asteya, parigraha, brahmacharya, all this. Shaucha, santosha, swadhyaya, tapa, ishvara pranidhana, yama, niyamas are given. So when we become purified, removed, the purgative process is different, slightly different from the purificatory process. The next we see is purificatory process. One is to get rid of the tendency, other is to increase our positivity. Getting rid of the negativity is called purgatory. And enhancing our sattvikata, compassion for others, love for others, all this constitute purification. He is becoming more and more divine. Divinehood is being manifested from within. So this sattvikata, moving towards the sattvikata, there is no ego, humility. So all this is called purification. Then there is intellectual awakening. Then the inner illumination. He becomes aware of himself as divine. He has not realized yet anything. He He has not realized. But there is the awareness, I am pure, I am divine, I am close to God. Now you will see God entering into my life. Because this is what God wants and likes in us. So, purgatory process, the purificatory process, the illumination process is when it comes, then we will see God loving, God looking at us tenderly, because main thing is ego is not there. There is no tendencies, and he is understanding himself to be something else than what he was. Whenever we are in our life, we see the guilt has formed inside us. And whenever we have done some spiritual practices, serving others, loving others, we see we are elated. We feel closeness with the divine. So now divine is feeling closeness with the person. Because of this, he has got that understanding. I am pure, I am divine. This is the illuminatory process in our inner system. It is giving light from within. You are not animal, you are not human even. You are divine. I am child of God. I am child of God. These awarenesses make God dear, person dear to God. Master looked at Keshav tenderly as if Keshav were his very own. It is something like you had an inner bath and outer bath also. Our minds, O Radha, half believe that we are about to lose you. We tell you the secret that we know, the secret whereby we ourselves and others, with our help, have passed through many a time of peril. Now it all depends on you. Here, Thakur is afraid that Keshav may go away from the spiritual path, not away from God here. Some people, he is getting associated with the topmost people. Even Victoria he has visited and come. And he is getting that name and fame now. He is a famous writer. He is in charge of a huge community of Brahmo Samaj. All this, will he go away? Will he become a person of the world? He has taken bath. Will he go again? Inner bath also is taken, outer bath also. Will there be any contaminations that is going to come within him? Some ego may come, take him away from God. Some name, fame, he may forget. People honoring him in various ways, clapping, it may make him contaminated. So just awareness, people like me. I am good person is sufficient. I am child of God is different from I am good. When we were brahmacharis, the Swamis used to say, don't think yourself a good sadhu. Good worker is better than a good sadhu. That goodness, awareness of I am good itself will be, the pride comes before a fall. So that he is, Sri Ramakrishna is afraid. Will he become? Will he belong to the world? Now he is belonging to God. Will he belong to the world? Not that he is going in bad ways. Not that he is going to fall a prey to the worldly desires. No. But if he turns his face towards the world, it is sufficient. He has turned his face away from God. That should not happen. So he is singing that song. The Sakhis of the Radha are telling, oh Radha, we are afraid. She is now and then, often she is swooning. She is becoming unconscious, falling in the name of Krishna. So the mantra in actual Bengali, Montor, is being told. That the English it is translated as secret. Seeing your mind, Tor Mon. We are going to tell you one Montor, mantra, which is going to save you. We are going to lose you forever. Means she may die away thinking of Krishna. She is becoming now and then unconscious. Suppose she doesn't come back from the unconscious state, if she merges back in Krishna, like that, we are afraid. So many times we have been saved from many of the things in the world. Many of the falls we have crossed over by holding on to this secret. We are going to give you, now it is left to you, how you will manage yourself and come. We are afraid to speak, and yet we are afraid to keep still. Many times we find this happening to us, cannot tell. Something may happen. If we cannot keep quiet also, especially in Guru's life, he will see, he cannot point out to the defects in person. He will hold on to the defects and start slipping down. If you don't tell, he is afraid that he may hold on to the some that may come and carry him away. His own defects may destroy him. But he is afraid to tell the defects also, because the consciousness, I am this, if it holds on, it will be again a fall. Suppose I tell a person, you are useless. Oh, I am useless in this world. What shall I do? I am useless, I am useless, I am useless. Going on thinking I am useless. Instead of improving, he will hold on to that. My Guru has told I am useless. Over. So he cannot tell. But at the same time, he is not making himself useful. He is good for nothing. So it becomes ultimately like that. So he cannot tell that all these things he will keep in the throat. It will be Nilakantha. He cannot swallow. He cannot throw it away. If it throws away, the world will get destroyed. If he swallows, he will get destroyed. So Nilakantha, keep it in the throat. So Guru often feels this in the house also. When children are going astray in the college level, oh, what is going to happen to my child? What a tension the parents cannot tell, cannot hold on. If I tell, will he commit suicide? Every parent is experiencing this now. That is difficult to tell, you are making mistake. Because already ropes have been let free and the cow has gone away, far away into the forest, breaking the rope. Now holding is very difficult. So that will be the condition. Same thing is happening to Master. Here, experiencing. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.